Today you're about to discover something that can completely change the way you see yourself and the people around you. There is a personality archetype that does not chase power, fame, or applause, yet it quietly shapes minds and decisions everywhere. In the next moments, you will understand why the Sage, described by Carl Gustav Jung, is one of the most respected and misunderstood archetypes of all time. Picture someone who always seems to understand what is really happening, not because they want to appear smart, but because they have spent years observing, reading, and connecting ideas. The Sage does not rush, does not shout, and does not dominate conversations. Their strength comes from understanding. In a world addicted to speed, that alone feels disruptive. Carl Jung believed that personality archetypes live inside every human being as universal patterns. The Sage represents the deep desire to understand reality, to search for truth beyond appearances. This archetype refuses easy answers and challenges comfortable illusions. You may have met the Sage in a teacher who changed your way of thinking, a quiet mentor who spoke little but with precision, or a friend whose questions made you rethink your beliefs. The Sage does not demand attention. Their influence comes from clarity and coherence. In everyday life, the Sage appears when someone chooses to learn before speaking, to listen before judging, and to question before accepting. It is the person who stays calm during heated debates and asks one simple question that changes everything. And here comes the controversial part. Modern society rewards fast opinions, even when they are empty. The Sage moves slowly, and because of that, is often ignored. Jung warned that every archetype has a shadow. The shadow of the Sage appears when knowledge replaces emotion, when understanding becomes detached from human connection. The Sage can turn cold, distant, and intellectually arrogant, believing that knowing is the same as living. It is not. Think about someone extremely intelligent who struggles to connect emotionally. They have facts, theories, and arguments, but lack empathy. That is the shadow of the Sage. Knowledge without humanity becomes a refined form of ego. When integrated, the Sage becomes a guide, not because they know everything, but because they teach others how to think better. This archetype reminds us that not everything can be solved with quick motivation or viral advice. Here is the uncomfortable reflection. What if the Sage is slowly fading away? What if we are creating a culture that speaks more than it thinks? Jung believed that ignoring archetypes creates inner imbalance. That may explain why there is so much mental noise and so little clarity today. The Sage also lives within you. It awakens when you choose to learn without expecting immediate reward. When you say, "I do not know," without shame. When you seek understanding instead of reaction. This archetype does not look for followers. It looks for truth. In an age of misinformation, it makes the Sage almost revolutionary. It does not sell absolute certainty. It offers deep understanding. If this video made you reflect, share in the comments whether you identify with the Sage archetype or if you know someone who embodies it perfectly. Like this video if you want more content about Carl Jung's personality archetypes, and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss what comes next. This is not just psychology. This is learning how to look within.